It's time to talk some Michigan.
Let's do
Michigan
it.
football. Jim Harbaugh, rumored this weekend, or actually not rumored, confirmed this weekend that he was up in Minnesota or had a Zoom with Minnesota talking to them about their current head coach vacancy. And here's a tweet that was put out by Jeremy Fowler. It says, Jim Harbaugh conveyed legitimate interest in the Vikings head coaching job during his interview with the team, per source. With Minnesota coming away feeling Harbaugh is ready for a return to the NFL. As of now, he is still considered in the mix for that job.
He wants out, man.
Now, Braylon. Maz, you think he wants out? Braylon?
Totally.
You think he wants out?
So, the whole time we've been talking about this, I said I don't think he's going to go.
Okay.
And I've just been watching it come out. I've been waiting week to week. We're on, day 40 of the Jim Harbaugh leaving Michigan watch. And before I really broke the situation down, I'm like, he's not going anywhere. Him and his wife, they're comfortable. He's got Michigan right where they want him to be. He's 58. He's cool. He's comfortable. He wants his son. Ultimately, he wants Jay Harbaugh to be the head coach. Like, that's the lineage that he wants to pass down.
Okay.
So it just seems like an easy, just stay, just chill. You don't want to go back there. Also, you go to the NFL, you could be gone 2 years later. So why leave a great situation when you can go 2 years, get canned, and now you're knocking on Ward's door like, hey, man, y'all still got that job. Is it cool if I come back? So I was thinking about it from that standpoint. And also, every time they mention him, they mention the Raiders. Then it didn't seem like there was the interest that we thought.
Right.
They mentioned the Dolphins. Stephen Ross said no, but now it's still kind of floating around.
Yeah, is that kind of a slow play for the Dolphins?
It's kind of
That's
like,
what I'm feeling.
It's kind of like when Tom Brady says, yeah, 45. It's a deflection. But they mentioned the Bears in one phone conversation. It's like they just keep mentioning teams. I think he wants to leave, but the problem is he going to be able to? I think for Jim, he's nervous about what that Michigan team is going to be in moving forward because they're losing a lot. They lost three coaches so far this offseason. You lost a lot of talent, a lot of players. I don't think he thinks he can duplicate what he did this year. So now he's clamoring to get out because it's the right time. He did everything he said he was going to do at Michigan, so now is the right time to get out. Only problem is, do they really want him? Yeah, I was wondering what that was, a ghost in here or something.
Rats in the wall or something?
Oh, man, that's tough. I don't mess with rats. Y'all can do the rest of the show by yourself.
What is that?
I think the office is right there, too.
Oh, yeah, the bank right behind us.
Yeah, the bank office is
That's
right
what happens
there.
when you're right here in downtown Birmingham, right here on Woodward. But finish your thought, Braylon. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just
That was
saying.
distracting.
No, I think it's one of those situations where he did everything he said he was going to do. There's inconsistency and a lot of questions about what's going to happen with this year coming up. So he's like, shoot, you know what? I got to get out of here. Plus, I want to get back to the NFL. Like, it didn't go so well. It didn't end the way I wanted it to in 2015. So I think he's trying to get out. The only problem is, does anybody really, really want him? Because of, like Hondo said, He wears coaches, players, and the building out.
Mike McDonald, he bailed. He went over to his brother, John Harbaugh, where he originally came from.
Yeah.
It's every man for himself right now at Michigan. I think Jim he wants out for sure. Otherwise, wouldn't he have signed already, Braylon? Because there is a deal out there. Am I not right?
Yeah, there is a deal out there right now, and this is coming from our man John Bacon. What's up, John? Says that there is a deal on the table. It's not more than Mel Tucker, but it is a serious
That's
offer.
so dumb, though, that they're not even going to match the Mel Tucker deal.
But
Maybe they're waiting for help.
But here's the interest. Maz took the words out of my mouth. I think they bought their deal from the University of Michigan, Ward, Manual, the Regents. They bought what they were going to pay, and now, like Maz said, they're waiting for Stephen Ross or Fred Wilpon. Insert one of Michigan's 90 million billionaires.
Deep pockets.
I think they're waiting for that to happen, but Harbaugh's trying to get the hell out of there.
You brought up the point that Harbaugh, sometimes his message gets worn out after a while, and Alex is throwing this up right now. Buyout for Michigan football head coach Jim Harbaugh, who recently interviewed for the vacant head coach position of the Minnesota Vikings, would only be $1.5 million. And that's because he restructured his contracts when they weren't doing so well last year. But with Jim Harbaugh, you brought up the point that his message, it wears on people. Wouldn't that benefit him to stay on college, though, because you're getting a cycle of kids every year? Like every 4 years, you're overturning your entire roster, right? In the NFL, it's not that way. So you may have a guy coaching 6-7 years. You're coaching the same player. Doesn't the message get lost earlier on that guy than the college kid, or is it because they're a pro? that they'll probably handle that message a little bit better over time.
So two things. One, it's not necessarily the message that gets worn out. It's how he wears players out in terms of the long hours, like the extra work that they do,
Okay.
like the way he talk, like the way in which he talks to players, the way in which they practice, the way in which they wear full pads all year long. Like good teams, they wear full pads like once a week in the first 3 seasons, in the first 3 weeks. After that, it's shorts and shells, and you kind of, guy by so you guys don't get injured. You take care of yourself. So more from a physical and mental standpoint, he just beats you down and beats you down.
Do you think you could play for him?
Huh?
Do you think you could play for him?
I did.
I mean, do you think you'll play for him now, the way he is now?
Nah, man, my knee hurts. No, but I think he's gotten better as it relates to that. You saw the players liked him this year. So I think he's gotten better. But the other thing is, Maz brings this up all the time. If you're in college now, you legitimately are recruiting the kids on your team every year.
Right.
You gotta persuade them
Transfer
not to
portal.
leave, not to jump in the transfer portal. Like that gets to be annoying. You gotta recruit. You gotta go into these living rooms. He's 58. I don't want to go in these living rooms anymore. I don't want to be dealing with these young kids. Then not only that, who else do you gotta deal with? Their parents.
Right. Worst.
The parents are the problem.
Little Billy's not playing. Well,
Like, why
tell
my
little
son
Billy to
not
hit the
playing?
damn weight room.
Exactly. So I think from that standpoint, Harbaugh was like, man, I can go to the NFL and not have to deal with this stuff. I've done everything I said I was going to do for Michigan. He didn't say he was going to win the national championship. He said beat Ohio State and win the Big Ten. So he's done, and he said he will win at a higher clip than they have been winning at. He's done everything he said he wanted to. It's a lot of questions about next year. I'm out.
So
If somebody will have
you think
me,
he's gone?
if somebody will have him,
Okay.
Yeah. The jobs are what? We got 7 jobs left.
Yeah, I think
Seven
the
times
main
Vikings
three
and Dolphins.
the main three are Miami, now Minnesota, and we were thinking Las Vegas, but it looks like they're going Josh
Maybe
McDaniel,
Jacksonville.
Nah, he
Would you
won't
want to go
after Urban.
after Urban? That may be the ultimate slap in the face
I
to go
know,
turn
right?
that around.
and then have success.
Good point.
in
Yeah.
They're not hiring a college
No,
coach.
not at all.
Good point. I hear that Brian Flores is in Houston today, and he might not
Ooh.
get out the door.
If I'm Houston, whatever
Yeah.
Brian Flores needs to stay. He's not leaving
Him
Houston.
and
I
Nick
will lock him.
Casario, the GM, got a good thing going together. So we'll see.
I'll let Paul
if
Wall
that one
come
falls.
over, hang out with
Paul
him, give
Wall.
him his own grill, pay him off, whatever I got to do to keep that man.
Chameleon there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put Chameleon.
Riding dirty.
You see me rolling.
Yeah, whatever he has to do to stay in Houston, that's their best look at a new coach, man.
I'm just nervous for Michigan going forward now. I think, especially what they did to Ohio State this year. I don't
State's
know.
pissed.
I don't know if I want to watch that game next year if Harbaugh and that crew isn't on that sideline. I'm not sure if I want to watch it, even though he's on that sideline.
After the
I'm a
whole
little
being
nervous.
born on third comment.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous going forward.
I'm not nervous about the offense. They still have 3 of their starting offensive linemen are returning. They also picked up Virginia's center from last year, who he was up for the Remington.
Yep.
Imagine being
That's
up
right.
for an award, the best player in the country, and leaving that school to go to a new one. So they pick up him as a center. That's going to be a hell of a pickup for them. You still got 2 tight ends that are really good schoolmakers as well as all. You bring back Ronnie Bell. You're going to start J.J. McCarthy.
Donovan
You got
Edwards.
Donovan Edwards
Yeah.
and Corm in the
Wait a
backfield.
minute, you're starting JJ?
You got, and,
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Look,
Oh, yeah.
Kane
You have-
took you to the Final Four.
Get him out.
It doesn't matter.
Stay out.
So did Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
You gotta, like, your job is to win. Like when you talk to kids and you're bringing them in, the conversation that you have with them is, hey, look, you're gonna come to this school, you're gonna get an opportunity to start. Like, we love you, but you gotta prove it. Like, that's what Nick Saban tells guys. Hell, what's his name? From Kentucky, Calipari.
Yeah.
Calipari tells his players every year, look, you got 1 year. He said, because I'm going to have another 5 cats from the McDonald's All-American game, so you better one and done it. You know what I'm saying? It's not promised.
Literally 5 cats, wildcats.
Matt's is on a roll
He's
today,
on a
man.
roll today.
Dad jokes
He's on
galore.
fire
There you go,
today.
baby.
But good dad jokes. Yeah, man. It's like one of those situations like Calipari is like, hey, I don't know, man.
All right. Well, we'll find out what happens with Jim Harbaugh when we find out what happens with Jim Harbaugh. I mean, I kind of think he's using this NFL as kind of a money play, but if Michigan says they already have money on the table and he's not turning it down but not accepting it,
Yeah.
Well, don't forget, they don't have an NIL deal yet.
yeah.
That's
true.
That's the real key.
How the hell is that possible at the University of Michigan with all the money that flows through
I don't
that
think they want
place?
to pay their players like these other schools are paying. They'll pay little,
You're going to let a
but they're not paying
state
lot.
college outspend you, Michigan? A state college?
Michigan is very arrogant.
They are, man.
Michigan's
Jeez.
always been arrogant. I told you the Lloyd Carr story. That's just how Michigan is cut. And it's,
Word in Oakland, by the way, not Oakland, Vegas, is that they'll sign their they'll have their press conference today with
Rich
Josh
Bisaccia.
McDaniel.
Well,
Rich
there's
Bisaccia is somewhere else. Where did he go?
Where'd he go?
He is going to Jags.
Yep, they're interviewing him.
They're talking to Rich Bisaccia.
If I'm Rich Bisaccia, like, I don't know if I want to go there and try to turn that around. I might stay as a defensive coordinator.
No, I'm
Vegas.
taking my head coaching job.
Me too.
Come on, you saw what I could do with half the season and the turmoil
You got
that
Trevor
the Raiders
Lawrence,
had.
man.
And well, that's yet to be seen what Trevor Lawrence is.
Yeah, I mean, you had pieces that were ready. Max Crosby, insert player here that the Vegas Raiders had, and they were good. You got to go down there to Jacksonville. I don't know enough about Rich Bisaccia to know if he can go down to the Jacksonville Jaguars and turn that around. What I do know about him is that his team in Vegas loves him. He did that job well. He loves Derek Carr. They work well together. Yep. I know that. I don't know enough to know if he can turn that organization around. You've reached the end of the video. You know what you should do? Press like. You know you like the content that we have here at Woodward Sports Network. I'm Braylon Edwards from the bottom line. Subscribe to us right now.